I highly suspected Lana and Mona had already talked to Kody and told him, and watch Meri because she's gonna wanna, check out all the expensive options. I do have the emotional side to me, and if there's something... This is not a fight, Kody.
I'm not trying to make it be. I'm just saying that we're...
Can you do the others before me? Knew that if I stayed in there, I knew we were just gonna blow up. I didn't feel like I deserved the attitude that I was getting from him.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Monday, March 21st. If you are Meri Brown and you were getting into it with the internet, which has been happening, and have been throwing shade at Christine and then getting lots of backlash for it, what would you do to change directions and to get the focus off you and your naughty behavior?
So you guys, welcome to another edition of Fridays with Friends.
Oh, I should check this.
Oh, yep. You guys, it's a cooking show today. We know that you want the cooking show with just Jen. Just cooking show. No, we've been cooking here for a long time. Okay, not every single time. But yeah, Jen and I have been doing some cooking shows. You guys should watch the whole past year. It's kind of fun.
We made Jen's thing.
Well, if you're Meri, you take a jab at Kody. So after throwing all kinds of shade at Christine, including mocking her cooking show and claiming that Christine was copying her and imitating her and stealing all of her ideas, and claiming that just Jen is the only person out there in the world that gets to be just anything. And so she made a bunch of snide comments, and that actually upset people. I think a lot of people were pretty sympathetic to Meri for a long time because they felt like even though maybe she does things that upset fans, they didn't like how Kody treated her, and they felt like it was unfair for Kody to treat her the way that he does, as well as just feeling bad that she's sort of indoctrinated into a belief system where she feels like she can't leave Kody. Everyone wants Meri to leave. Everyone wants Meri to find happiness. Everyone wants Meri to be the best Meri possible. But when Meri started going after fan favorite Christine, who has bravely left Kody and left the indoctrination and left that whole mindset because she says she's no longer a part of the religion anymore. She doesn't believe in polygamy. She doesn't go to the church anymore. I mean, Christine has all but cut ties.
I'm not going to stay in that.
It was right there.
It was right there. It was that moment where I was like, no, that's actually not, I can't do that. That can't be my future.
Meri ends up turning off all of her comments on her Instagram, and then she canceled her Friday night with friends. So the week before, she was in Utah and they were cooking, and I don't even know what they were making. And then every Friday night, she and Jen get together and they talk and they do their little Friday night with friends thing. And it's weird because Meri was actually out of town on a LuLaRoe convention, and she had been, probably throwing back some glasses of wine, and she came out and still did Friday night with friends even when she was out of town at a convention. So the fact that they canceled this was super surprising to fans. And Jen actually posted on her Instagram that said, no Friday nights with friends tonight. Have a great weekend. See you all next week. And Meri then shared that on her Instagram. So Meri starts getting backlash. Meri turns off her comments and then cancels her Friday night with friends, probably because she's afraid of the backlash she's going to get in the comments. I don't know. It's very predictable for Meri. But Either way, then she gears up. So now you can no longer comment on Meri's posts. And listen, if everyone was yelling at me, I would maybe do the same thing. I don't think it's like uncommon in situations like this that you want to turn off your comments. You don't want to see the negative feedback. But at the same time, Meri could just acknowledge that she made these snarky comments, that she had been throwing shade, and just publicly say, like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm really sorry. You know, that's my bad. That's not appropriate. But instead, she decided to throw shade at Kody. It's like a humbling experience when you have to apologize for something you've done or when you've messed up. And Meri doesn't want to do that. So yesterday on her Instagram, she shared this post. When another person makes you suffer, it is because he suffers deeply within himself. So she picks a meme that has he in there, right? And his suffering is spilling over. He does not need punishment, he needs help. So when someone makes you suffer, he suffers and deeply in himself. So even though she's throwing shade at Kody, could she be talking to herself? Isn't that irony? So she says that if you're suffering and you make other people suffer, it's because you're suffering. Because you hurt, so hurt people is what I'm hearing her say. And that they need help. So don't punish Meri for what happens. Meri needs help. But again, that's not accountability. And then she uses the he pronoun, so then it makes people feel like she's going and directing this at Kody. I don't think anyone would argue that Kody does need help and that Kody is not treating people very well. And I don't think people would disagree with Meri that he does make people suffer. But it's just a flip to like take a situation where she's getting backlash and then turn it around and like, so she doesn't have to take accountability. Well, it's just because Cody's so mean to me. That doesn't make any sense. Just apologize to Christine. Literally, just apologize. Apologize publicly. Fans will forgive her. I know fans will forgive her if she just says she's sorry. It's not that serious. I mean, we all have our petty moments and say stupid things that we don't mean, and we get, you know, mean girl at times. I don't know why she can't just suck it up and like say she's sorry or acknowledge that this is why people are upset instead of making it about Kody. Doesn't she do this a lot? Have you guys ever noticed that she does this? What is it about Meri where she can't say she's sorry? Is that like a form of something? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I just always think it's weird because she doesn't. She never apologizes. She like literally never apologizes. So meanwhile, while she's like telling Kody that he needs help, everybody else in the Christine land is like fine and dandy. Isabel was posting about going to Disney World, and Isabel shared a bunch of photos where it says Disney plus beach plus burnt, and it's just a bunch of photos with everyone. It also looks like Aspen and Mitch joined them down in Florida, and they also had Gwendolyn and Truly. So she had almost all of her kids. It looks like Peyton was not there either. So it was the whole family except for Mykelti and Peyton. So 4 of the 6 kids were in Disney. So while Christine is having a blast with her family, and Meri is dealing with backlash, and instead of dealing with the backlash, she's throwing and redirecting the backlash to Kody. Who does that? That's so bizarre. I absolutely love Isabel's Instagram, and if you haven't been following her Instagram, you should. She's got the sweetest posts. And then Janelle shared about how happy she was to spend time with her granddaughters and her grandson. And she said, first Disney World vacation with the grandbabies is in the books. Tired, happy, grateful, and happy to sit quietly tuckered in the corner while Evie slept. Anna and Elsa are the favorites of these dolls, and these dolls were a hit. While Meri is pouting in a corner and mad and angry, Janelle and Christine had a blast in Disney. Isabel had an amazing time in Disney. Robin and Kody are probably off somewhere, like yelling about Peyton, going all over the place and talking about the family. And I'm still waiting for someone else from the family to speak out. I can't believe how quiet some of them have been. A lot of you have wondered, like, where's Mariah? Why hasn't Mariah posted in a while? Or what does Mariah think about the situation? Or a lot of you have asked, like, why hasn't Gwendolyn really said anything? Or what do you think McKelty thinks? Or what do you think Aspen thinks? Because they really haven't said anything. Do you think that Kody has the same kind of control over his kids and what they put out online as he does, as like say Jim Bob Duggar does? Or do you just think that they don't want to get into the middle of it, so they just don't say anything? Because if I was one of the kids and I saw Meri doing this, I would be like, oh hell no, shut up, Meri. You know what I mean? Like, stop it, Meri. Stop doing this, Meri. This is so predictable, Meri. All right, well, that's what I have for now. What are your thoughts about her shading Kody? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.